The tortoise who outsmarted the birds, then fell from the sky. African folktale. Long ago, before the forest learned to be quiet and before the sky learned to keep secrets, there lived a tortoise whose shell was heavy not only with age, but with desire. This tortoise was not poor. He was not hungry in the way the desperate are hungry. He was hungry in the way that greed learns to disguise itself as ambition. Every morning, as the sun stretched its fingers across the forest floor, the tortoise would wake with the same thought resting in his mind. What more can I get today? He moved slowly as tortoises do, but his thoughts ran far ahead of his feet. While others were content with fallen fruits and shared meals, the tortoise measured life by how much he could collect, not how much he needed. The forest was generous. Roots grew deep. Fruits ripened freely. Streams never asked for payment. Yet the tortoise always believed that somewhere, someone else was eating better than he was. And most days he was right. Above the forest canopy, beyond the reach of climbing vines and jumping legs, the birds lived a different life. They feasted where the air was cool and the fruits were untouched by dust or insects. Their meals were untouched by ants and unclaimed by others. The tortoise watched them often. He would sit beneath tall trees, pretending to nap, while his sharp eyes followed wings cutting through the sky. They eat where I cannot reach, he thought. They eat what I cannot taste. And the more he watched, the more his hunger changed into something sharper. Desire. One season, when the rains were especially kind, the forest bore fruit unlike any year before. High above the trees, a sacred fruit grove bloomed in the sky-tall branches of the oldest trees. The fruits shimmered golden skins, deep red flesh, seeds that glowed like polished stones. The birds discovered it first. They gathered from every corner of the forest: parrots, doves, hornbills, eagles, finches. They circled and sang, celebrating a feast that belonged only to those who could fly. Day after day, laughter and wingbeats filled the sky. And day after day, the tortoise watched. He smelled the sweetness drifting down. He saw the discarded peels fall like blessings he could never catch. His stomach ached not from hunger but from knowing. They will eat everything, he thought, and I will be left with stories. That night, as the moon climbed silently, the tortoise did not sleep. He planned. Morning came softly with mist curling low over the forest floor. The tortoise rose slowly, but his mind was already awake. An idea had taken shape during the long night, careful and polished like a stone smoothed by water. He knew one truth above all others. Birds trusted words, and birds respected names. As the sun climbed, the tortoise began his journey, moving toward the clearing where the birds often gathered before flying out to feed. His shell scraped gently against dry leaves, each step deliberate, each breath calm. When he arrived, the birds were already there. Wings fluttered. Voices chirped. Laughter filled the air. They spoke of the feast waiting above the trees. They boasted of sweetness, of abundance, of fruits so rich they stained the beaks of even the largest birds. The tortoise cleared his throat. The birds turned surprised. "Tortoise," said the parrot, tilting her head, "what brings you here so early?" The tortoise bowed his head slightly, his voice humble and measured. "I have heard of the great feast in the sky," he said, "and I have come not to beg but to offer something rare." The birds exchanged glances. "What could a tortoise possibly offer birds?" a crow asked skeptically. The tortoise smiled. "Unity," he said. "And wisdom." That word made them pause. "There is a gathering," the tortoise continued, "a sacred celebration that honors all creatures of the forest. It is said that those who attend together will be remembered in stories long after their feathers have fallen." The birds leaned closer. "But such a gathering must be shared equally," the tortoise added. "No bird above another, no voice louder than the rest." The eagle narrowed his eyes. "And what does this have to do with you?" The tortoise took a breath. "I wish to attend as well," he said, "not as a burden, not as a beggar, but as one of you." The clearing fell silent. "You cannot fly," the dove said gently. "No," the tortoise agreed, "but I can be carried by trust." The birds murmured among themselves. The tortoise raised one finger slowly. "There is one condition," he said. "If I am to attend, I must take a new name, a name that belongs to everyone." The birds frowned. "What name?" asked the parrot. The tortoise lifted his head. "My name will be all of you." The words hung in the air. "All of you," the crow repeated. "Yes," the tortoise said calmly. "That way, whatever is shared with one is shared with all. Whatever is given to all is given to me as well." The birds thought it was clever. They did not yet realize how clever. The birds agreed to help the tortoise reach the feast. Each bird plucked one feather and tied them together into a bundle strong enough to lift him. The tortoise thanked them with many words, each softer than the last. When the moment came, the sky was clear. The birds took flight. Slowly, carefully, the tortoise rose from the ground. The forest shrank beneath him. Trees became patterns. Rivers turned into silver threads. For the first time in his life, the tortoise was above everything. His heart pounded not with fear but with triumph. "I am where I should not be," he thought. "And that is exactly where I belong." The birds soared higher, laughter trailing behind them. They did not see the smile growing beneath the tortoise's shell. The sky grove was more beautiful than any story. Fruits hung heavy, glowing with color, seeds shimmered, nectar dripped slowly, thick and golden. The birds landed, singing with joy. They began to eat. The parrot called out, "Let us share this feast among all of you." The tortoise lifted his head. "Yes," he said, "among all of you." The birds laughed, pleased by their unity. Platters of fruit were passed. "This portion is for all of you," the eagle declared. The tortoise reached forward and took it. The birds hesitated. "But you said your name is all of you," the tortoise reminded them gently. So they shrugged and continued. Again and again the words were spoken. "For all of you." Each time the tortoise took the best portion. He ate slowly. He stored food inside his shell. He smiled silently. The birds began to notice. "Why are you still eating?" asked the dove. "I am only taking what is given to all of you," the tortoise replied. Confusion crept in. Anger followed. The parrot stood tall. "Tortoise," she said sharply, "you have eaten more than anyone." The tortoise wiped his mouth. "I have eaten only what was offered," he said. "Perhaps you should choose your words more carefully." The birds looked at one another. Understanding struck like lightning. "He tricked us," the crow shouted. Wings flapped wildly. Voices rose. The sky filled with outrage. The eagle stepped forward. "You used our trust," he said. "You used our kindness." The tortoise said nothing. He knew the moment had passed. In their anger, the birds removed their feathers. The bundle loosened. The tortoise felt the sky slip away. "Wait," he cried, "let me speak." But wisdom comes too late when greed leads the way. The tortoise fell. The air rushed past him. The sky vanished. The ground rose. He landed hard. His shell cracked. Pain spread through him like fire. The animals gathered. They saw the broken shell. They heard the story. The tortoise survived, but he was changed. His shell would never be smooth again. And from that day on, tortoises carried the marks of a lesson learned too late. Greed may lift you high, but it never teaches you how to land. If you enjoy stories like this, stories filled with wisdom, suspense, and timeless lessons, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this story with someone who loves powerful folktales. More stories are waiting to be told.